All right, boys and girls, the 2025 Tesla Model Y has been debuted and it's got some similarities to the Cybercab. Let's get into it. What is going on, boys and girls, and welcome back to another video. If you guys are rocking with that content, hit that thumbs up and the subscribe for your boy. Let's keep on rocking. So your boy's been a little bit quiet. I took up a gig with another YouTuber, working pretty much as a camera guy, but it has nothing to do with the automotive world. It's had something to do that's very dear to my heart because it means uh, home where I came from. But anyways, so the 2025 Tesla Model Y, and with that I don't mean that the videos are going to stop. The videos are going to continue. I just been a little bit low on them. So the 2025 Tesla Model Y has been debuted and it's got a lot of the Cybercab looks, kind of like the turn signals on a lot of the front end. If you guys haven't seen the Cybercab, I suggest you go on YouTube and search up like Elon Musk's new Cybercab, and it looks pretty wild. There's no steering wheel, there's no pedals. You're just pretty much in there for the ride, and a big old screen in the front to have fun while you go on your ride. So let's get into the article, and it says the wait is finally over. Tesla has finally unveiled the new redesigned Model Y Juniper. So what can we see with this one? Well, first of all, it's a lot quieter. I don't know how quieter you can get, but it's a lot quieter. It's also quicker and it's a lot smoother while it has an extended range. So on the styling front end, the Model Y gets a noticeable makeover. Up front, the redesigned nose features a split headlight, which we can see here in the front picture. When you see Tesla, it's just, it's like future. It's like Back to the Future kind of vibes, like just futuristic vibes all around. I mean, that's the whole point of Elon Musk and everything that has to do with the future. So it features a split headlight with a full width LED bar, clearly taking cues from the Cybercab and the Cybertruck. So the bumper designs echoes the Model 3 Highland but adds a slim side intake for extra flair. Now, interestingly, the Tesla global design language shows some regional quirks, while some markers, including Australia, have ditched the hood mount Tesla badge in favor of the pretty much going minimal, like the Cybertruck approach. The Chinese version keeps the emblem. So we're gonna look at a picture here. This one is one in white. It pretty much looks the same to me. Yes, the front end is a lot different. I can see a little bit of more curves when it comes to the front bumper, and a little bit of more of that air inlet. The door handles pretty much remain the same. I do think might be a little bit more lifted on the ground. Now, if we look at the back, the tail lights have definitely also changed. But as when it comes to the door handles, it definitely is. It definitely is an upgraded version. I can tell you that. Now, a side picture on the silver one doesn't really convince me that much. So it says the overall length has been increased to 41 millimeters, 1.6 inches, to 4,792 millimeters, a total of 188.7. Furthermore, the EV rides on a set of brand new 20-inch Helix 2.0 wheels, while some markets also get the aero-friendly 19-inch cross-flow wheels. I can't even talk today, which are pretty much finished in black. Now, this is a picture of the interior. One thing that I don't like about a Tesla, I think a Tesla is great. I think if you have your daily commute near your home, meaning you have to go to your supermarket that's near your home, you're taking the kids to school, work might be near home, I think a Tesla is great. Long range, I don't really like it. But one thing that I never really liked about the interior of the Tesla is how plain it is. There's no buttons, there's no nothing. I took a buddy of mine, gave me a ride once, and it was pitch dark at night, and the only thing you can see is just this huge screen in your face, and I'm not a big fan of that. Now, the wide interior looks pretty cool. I really do like the wide, and that whole moon roof, it just looks wild. Now, we still have your big infotainment that pretty much tells you everything on the radar. So, and it says, moving inside, Tesla has retained the familiar design in the cabin, which is pretty minimal, while introducing numerous improvements. The infotainment display is slightly larger. I figure it was kind of larger, which went up from 15 inches to 15.4. So it's about 0.4 inches, pretty much bigger. While there's an extra 8-inch touchscreen for the rear passengers, the new seat design upholstery is said to provide a greater comfort and support, adding a ventilated function at the front and a power recline rear bench that can fold flat. Now, the dashboard and center consoles and the door cards have all been redesigned with a new strip of ambient lighting, a soft touch for the finishes on the inside, a vegan suede inserts. I have to look what a vegan suede is. I'm guessing is suede made out of vegetables or something like that, or organic suede inserts for the launch series. Unlike the Model 3 Highline, the steering wheel of the Model Y Juniper retains a traditional stock, although the gear selection has been integrated in the center display. So look, at night, when you were driving these vehicles, it was pretty dark, and all you had was pretty much this infotainment, kind of like what you're seeing now, lighting up in your face. So it's good that they put some ambient lighting, which gives it a little bit more lighting when it comes to the inside. You know, you obviously can't have a whole nightclub in there either. So finally, there's a new audio system with hidden speakers that are set to provide way better sound. So Tesla claims the new Model Y is quieter. I have no idea how you can achieve that because they're pretty quiet itself. It's quieter and more redefined than ever thanks to the aerodynamic tweaks and new acoustic glasses. Well, that could be true. Retuned suspension and noise optimized tires, which you would have to see when you would buy the car. Where'd you get those same tires? So we're going to get into the power capacity now when it comes to the specs. So the entry-level rear-wheel drive and the long-range all-wheel drive, which is initially, those are the only two trims that are coming for the Model Y, which is a rear-wheel drive and an all-wheel drive. But the all-wheel drive has a long range. So Tesla hasn't announced the battery capacity, but the WLTP range is estimated to be about 290 miles to 342 miles for the long range. Respectively, these figures are about 7 miles and 11 miles more compared to the equivalent version of the ongoing model. So it doesn't get a whole lot of more miles, to tell the truth. An increase that could contribute to the improvement aerodynamics. So the maximum charging speed remains unchanged at about 250 kilowatts, adding to 165 miles to be exact in 15 minutes when plugged into a fast charge. While we don't have information on the output of the electrical motor, both trims are slightly quieter than before. Now, I mean, look, the price for the rear-wheel drive, for the starting price for the rear-wheel drive is $39,000, while the launch edition long-range all-wheel drive will cost anywhere around $45,000. I think that's still a good price. Now, both trims are pricier than before, with an increase of $4,600 and $2,200, give or take, in the respective range. However, the pricing for the regular long-range all-wheel drive trim is expected to be similar to the increase of the rear-wheel drive model. So we don't know yet what the all-wheel drive pricing is going to be, but they definitely have increased. You know, Tesla still remains, I believe they still remain the king of EVs. I mean, Lucid is Lucid, but they still, I think, in my humble opinion, I think they still remain the king of EVs because of the pricing and because of the range. If you're a fan of the Tesla Y, I think this is a good video for you to watch, because I think this car is good. You know, I think Tesla's good. If your daily commute is short, I think it's great. And for the price, you really can't beat it. But anyways, if you guys are rocking with the content, hit the thumbs up and the subscribe for your boys. I'll see you guys on the next one.